High blood pressure is known as the silent killer, and for good reason. It doesn't hurt. It rarely presents obvious symptoms. And in many cases, especially after the age of 60, it gradually sets in, without fanfare, until a heart attack or stroke reveals the hidden danger. The most worrying thing is that many habits that increase blood pressure go unnoticed in everyday life. Part 1. The invisible danger. Every day, our simplest choices, like what we eat, how we move, and even how we deal with stress, directly affect our blood pressure. And here's the truth. Many adults over 50 seem to be doing everything right. They take their medications, get regular checkups, stay active. But even so, they make silent mistakes that sabotage this effort. Almost invisible errors, but which increase pressure or reduce the effectiveness of treatment. And if no one points out these mistakes, they continue to happen, damaging the heart, the brain, and the entire circulatory system. This video is not here to point fingers or talk tough. Our goal is to bring clarity, reveal the most common mistakes in controlling high blood pressure, and most importantly, offer practical, accessible, and effective solutions. If you have been living with hypertension for years or are just starting to worry, this content is for you. We will show you how taking care of your health can be simple, encouraging, and smart. Controlling blood pressure isn't just a matter of numbers. It's about having energy, sleeping better, thinking clearly, and living more peacefully. And it all starts with know what to avoid, and what to do instead. Let's look at the first common mistake and how to fix it. Forgetting to take your medicine or taking it incorrectly. Treating high blood pressure often starts with a prescription. And medications are essential tools, but they only work if they're taken correctly and regularly. One of the most dangerous, and unfortunately common mistakes among seniors is skip doses. Taking the medicine outside of the scheduled time. Or worse, stop using it on your own. Many people do this because they forget. Others feel fine and think they don't need it anymore. Some are afraid of the side effects, or don't like the idea of depending on pills. There are also those who try to save money by cutting the medication in half or taking it every other day. Although understandable, these attitudes put your health at risk. Pressure can fluctuate without the person noticing, which puts a strain on the heart and can cause damage to the kidneys, brain, and arteries. Remember, the medicine doesn't just help lower the numbers. It protects your body as a whole. When taken irregularly, it loses its effectiveness, and the dangers increase, even if you don't feel anything. Another trap: most of these medications do not provide an immediate feeling of well-being. In other words, you may think he is doing nothing, but in reality, he is preventing something much worse. How to avoid this error? Take the medicine at the same time every day. Use organizing boxes, alarms on your cell phone, or even a list on the fridge. If you forget a dose, never double the next dose without medical advice. Call your doctor and ask for advice. Have you experienced side effects? Don't stop on your own. Talk to your doctor. There may be alternatives that are better suited for your situation. And never abandon treatment just because your blood pressure has normalized. This is actually a sign that the medicine is working. Oh, and if the cost is weighing on your pocket, talk to your doctor. There are generics, discounts, and programs that can help you. The secret is inconsistency. One pill, one day at a time. Your heart and your future will thank you. Mistake 2. Eating foods with hidden sodium. You may not use the salt shaker every day, but that doesn't mean you're free from excess salt. Much of the sodium we consume is hidden in processed foods. And this goes unnoticed by many people. Excess salt equals more pressure on the arteries. It causes the body to retain fluids, increases blood volume, and strains the walls of blood vessels. This weakens the heart over time and can cause stroke, heart attack, and kidney problems. And the worst part, since it doesn't cause pain, salt is easy to ignore. Check out some silent villains. Frozen and ready-made meals. Canned and processed foods, ham, sausage, turkey breast. Packaged soups. Industrialized breads. Ready-made sauces and artificial seasonings. Fit or light products that seem healthy but have a lot of sodium. The first step is to read the labels. Give preference to fresh, natural foods and seasonings such as garlic, lemon, herbs, and spices. Salt isn't just added to foods to enhance flavor, it's also used to preserve them. Many products labeled light, diet, or even heart healthy can contain large amounts of sodium precisely to extend their shelf life and maintain their appealing flavor. When these foods become a regular part of our daily routine, because they're convenient and familiar, salt consumption skyrockets, without us even realizing it. And for the elderly, this is even more worrying. As we age, the kidneys become less efficient at filtering excess sodium, and the body becomes more sensitive to its effects. This means that even a moderate amount of salt can cause a more pronounced increase in blood pressure than it would in younger people. In addition, excess sodium promotes the accumulation of fluids in the body, aggravating problems such as swollen legs or heart failure. The first step to changing this situation is awareness. Start reading food labels, not just for calories or fat, but especially for sodium. You'll be surprised at where it hides. A single serving of canned soup can contain more than half the recommended daily limit. Even breads and breakfast cereals, when consumed frequently, add significant amounts of salt. Choose low-sodium products, less than 140 milligrams per serving, or products with no added salt whenever possible. Some simple daily actions can also make a big difference. Wash canned beans or vegetables to reduce sodium, choose fresh or frozen foods without ready-made sauces, and prepare more meals at home, where you control what goes on your plate. Use natural seasonings such as herbs, spices, lemon, vinegar, garlic or pepper to add flavor without resorting to salt. Little by little, you will realize that these options not only protect your heart, but also make your dishes tastier. And yes, retraining your palate takes time. If you have been used to eating very salty foods for years, the versions with less sodium may seem bland at first. But your palate adapts. In just a few weeks, you'll start to feel the natural flavors of foods better, and what once seemed salty will start to taste good. In fact, very salty foods can even become unpleasant. Reducing sodium doesn't mean giving up on the pleasure of eating, but rather choosing a diet that benefits your health, protects your heart, and gives you more energy and balance for your day-to-day life. Every meal becomes a chance to take care of yourself. Every bite is a step towards a more stable, clear, and healthy life. Mistake number 3, not monitoring your blood pressure frequently. High blood pressure is insidious because, most of the time, it has no symptoms. You can feel fine and energetic, and still have high blood pressure. And that is exactly what makes it so dangerous. One of the most common and risky mistakes made by seniors is to rely solely on annual medical checkups to check their blood pressure. Without regular monitoring, small changes can go unnoticed. And the problem is that these small changes, if left unchecked, can have serious consequences. Blood pressure varies throughout the day, influenced by factors such as stress, diet, sleep, and physical activity. A reading taken at the doctor's office, even if it is perfect, does not show the whole picture. Often, nervousness during the appointment can raise the reading, or vice versa. A calm day can mask blood pressure that is usually high. That's why monitoring your blood pressure at home is so important. It allows you to track your blood pressure more accurately, identify patterns, and in many cases, prevent complications. When you don't measure your blood pressure regularly, you miss important signs. Your medication may no longer be working as it should, or a new habit, such as a supplement or a change in diet, may be interfering. Taking your blood pressure regularly at home is one of the simplest and most powerful things you can do. It empowers you, allows you to better understand your body, and provides valuable information for your doctor to make informed decisions. Instead of just waiting for the results, you can take an active role in your health. You don't need to have expensive equipment or technical knowledge. Nowadays, home devices are affordable, easy to use, and have large displays and internal memory. The most important thing is to create a routine. Choose a fixed time, such as in the morning when you wake up or early in the evening, and always measure at the same time of day. Before measuring, sit quietly for 5 minutes, rest your arm on a table, keep your feet on the floor, and avoid talking. Doing this daily builds a true picture of how your heart is functioning. This regularity is a powerful prevention tool. Write down your results, either in a notebook or using an app. And take this record with you to each doctor's appointment. This completely transforms your care. The doctor can notice changes, adjust your medication if necessary, or identify warning signs before they become serious. Some people avoid taking their blood pressure for fear of what they will find. They fear that a high number will create more stress or anxiety. But the truth is that ignoring the pressure doesn't solve anything. On the contrary, it gives the problem more time to grow silently. Awareness is the first step to improvement. And in the case of pressure, early detection is essential. Taking your blood pressure shouldn't be just another chore to do. It's an ongoing conversation with your body. And like any good conversation, it works best when it happens frequently, calmly, and with attention. Make this a part of your daily routine. Make it a priority. Because your future depends on the choices you make today. Mistake number 4, letting stress get out of control. Stress isn't just something you feel, it's something your body carries. While many people associate high blood pressure with poor diet or a sedentary lifestyle, one of the most underrated factors is constant stress that never gets relieved. And for seniors, letting stress build up is a mistake that not only affects mood and sleep, but also silently raises blood pressure day after day. Stress triggers the body's fight or flight mode, releasing hormones like adrenaline and cortisol. These hormones temporarily increase blood pressure by constricting blood vessels and increasing heart rate, a normal short-term response. The problem is when this state becomes constant, and the body remains in this accelerated mode. The arteries become constricted, the heart works harder, and over time this causes damage that medication cannot always reverse. The worst part is that stress is not always obvious. Sometimes it shows up as tension in the shoulders, tightness in the chest, sleepless nights, or that constant feeling of being overwhelmed. Many older adults were raised to tough it out and don't complain. So it's easy to dismiss these signs or ignore them. But ignoring stress doesn't make it go away, it just gives it more time to creep into your body, draining your energy, decreasing your patience, and raising your blood pressure without you even realizing it. The good news is that managing stress doesn't require drastic changes or expensive treatments. Start with simple, intentional actions that calm your nervous system and bring balance. Deep breathing, for example, slows your heart rate and relaxes your blood vessels. Light walking, stretching, or even yoga can help relieve tension and improve your mood. Spending time in nature, listening to music, writing in a journal, saying a prayer, or talking to someone you trust can also help ease your mind. The key is to address stress every day, not just when things get overwhelming. Create moments that allow your body and mind to slow down. Think of it like brushing your teeth. You don't just brush when you're in pain, right? Daily care prevents problems from starting. And if you've been living with accumulated stress for a long time, be kind to yourself. This isn't about blame. It's about seeing where you can change, and taking the first step. You don't have to fix everything at once. But when you start creating space for silence, for self-care, for calm, your body will respond. And that will affect your blood pressure, your sleep, your digestion, and even your overall well-being. Stress may be invisible, but the damage it causes is real. And the power to control it is in your hands. One breath, one walk, one moment of tranquility at a time. Mistake number 5, ignoring a sedentary lifestyle. When we talk about controlling high blood pressure, what do you does not can be as important as what you do. One of the most common and most harmful mistakes among seniors is lack of movement. In other words, spending too much time sitting, moving too little, and believing that rest is always the best way to go. Of course, rest has its value. But constant inactivity causes blood pressure to rise gradually and forces the heart to work harder than it should. Physical activity helps regulate blood pressure because it strengthens the heart. A stronger heart pumps blood with less effort, which reduces pressure in the arteries. In addition, exercise improves circulation, reduces inflammation, helps with weight control and combats stress, all of which are essential for heart health. However, when exercise disappears from your routine, your body begins to lose efficiency. Muscles weaken, circulation slows down, and blood pressure tends to rise. For many seniors, the problem is not a lack of willpower, but rather insecurity. Fear of falling, joint pain, fatigue, all of these can make the idea of exercising scary. But it's important to know you need to do intense activities to reap the benefits. Light movements, done regularly, already make a difference. Sometimes we think we only need to see a doctor when something is wrong. Really wrong. But in the case of high blood pressure, waiting can be a dangerous mistake. This is a silent condition, and what you don't feel could still be hurting you. Regular checkups are your first line of defense. They allow you to make adjustments in time, before small changes become big problems. And more than that, it's the time to talk, ask questions, report side effects, and tell how you're really feeling. Many adults avoid talking about symptoms for fear of appearing weak or whiny. But the truth is that your doctorate needs off this information to help you in the best way possible. Saying that everything is fine when it is not, only delays the right treatment. Another common mistake? Not bringing a list of the medications you are taking, including supplements or herbal teas. This information is essential, because certain combinations can affect your blood pressure, liver, or even heart function. And if something in your treatment isn't working, like a medication that's making you dizzy or giving you insomnia, don't suffer in silence. There are options. Sometimes, changing the timing of your dose, the type of medication, or even adding other strategies can make all the difference. Remember, taking care of your health is a team effort. You are the most important part of that team. The more you get involved, ask questions and share, the better the follow-up will be, and the better the results will be. Scheduling a follow-up appointment, taking the requested tests, following the instructions. All of this shows your body that you respect yourself. That you have chosen to live well with quality, for many years to come. So next time you have an appointment, make the most of it. Write down your questions. Write down your answers. Bring someone you trust, if you prefer. And never underestimate the power of a good conversation with your healthcare provider. It's easy to get into the routine of only getting prescriptions refilled and going to checkups once a year. But high blood pressure isn't something you can fix once and forget about. It changes with stress, activity levels, sleep, diet, medications, and even the seasons. If your doctor isn't aware of how you're feeling on a day-to-day basis, they're only seeing half the story. This makes it harder to identify problems early or adjust your treatment accordingly. Many people avoid speaking out for fear of appearing like whiners, or thinking they will bother others. But the truth is, no doubt is too small when it comes to your health. Any dizziness, new supplement, side effect or change in routine. All of these can affect your blood pressure and need to be shared. A common mistake is to stop taking a medication because it caused discomfort, without telling your doctor. This can result in uncontrolled blood pressure and even serious complications. A simple conversation can resolve the issue by adjusting the dose or changing the medication. Bring your blood pressure notes to your appointments. Showing how your numbers are trending over the course of a day, rather than just a single reading, helps your doctor understand what's working and what needs to change. Your emotional health also comes into play. Stress, loneliness, anxiety, and depression have a direct impact on your blood pressure. Your doctor can refer you to support groups, psychologists, or activities that can help. If getting to the doctor's office is difficult, ask about online consultations. Many clinics now offer this option. And it doesn't have to be a long conversation, just be honest. Remember, your doctor is your partner, not a judge. The more he or she knows, the better he or she can guide you. And you don't even have to wait for your next appointment. Have you felt anything strange? Noticed a change? Do you have questions about a medication? Call, text, or ask. Your health isn't a solo project. It's a partnership. And keeping that line of communication open is one of the simplest and most powerful ways to protect your blood pressure and your future. Managing high blood pressure doesn't have to be tiring or require perfection. It's not about a life full of prohibitions, but rather about awareness. It's about understanding what really matters in your day-to-day life. Because blood pressure is not just a number. It is a reflection of how you are living, how you breathe, how you move, how you rest, how you react to the world around you. Now you know the 7 most common mistakes, and more importantly, how to avoid them. From taking your medications correctly to staying active, cutting back on salt, managing stress, communicating with your doctor, and making better choices about caffeine and alcohol. None of these changes require you to change everything at once. You just need to take care of yourself with a little more attention and care. Here at NutriHub Bliss, we believe that health is built one habit at a time. Choose where to start. It may be measuring the pressure regularly. Or swap a snack for a piece of fruit. Maybe it's creating the habit of taking your medicine at the same time every day. Or even make that call to the doctor you've been putting off. Whatever the first step, know that it is already a step forward. A step towards a stronger heart, a calmer life, and a healthier version of you. If this video helped you, leave a like, subscribe to the Saudativa channel, and share it with someone you love. Because together, with information and support, we can move forward with more strength and more health, beat by